Want to learn more about rural America? Watch CreekboxTV.
Good evening, welcome to Creekbox TV, and we're here on Sports Talk, Back Road Sports, and I got two of my good buddies that were on the 88 Triple Crown team. I got AC Cooper, he's the Atkinson County Recreation Director, and I got Brent James, my buddy, he's Georgia Power Man. I started to say the other one, but I'm glad I didn't. Both of these played football, basketball, and baseball, and this Friday we're honoring its 30 years. Does it seem like 30 years, yo?
Yeah, it is.
Well, I know it does for you, AC. I know it does for you. You've been aging in dog years out at the rec park. But man, it doesn't. I mean, you think, yeah, it does, but I mean, you know, 88, that was our first state championship in football. We had already won one in basketball and baseball, but and I read that's never happened at a public school in the state of Georgia. That's the only time that this has happened. Now, I think there's been a couple of private schools, but you can expect that because there's not that many teams competing. What's AC? What's some of your biggest memory of that 88 football team of that year when y'all won the first state championship?
Well, the biggest memory was to me is the closeness of the team, and just, I mean, how everyone was everybody was on the same accord. We were not only good teammates, we was good friends as well. I mean, and we was probably one of the closest net group of seniors that I've ever been around. And everything was about us. You know, it wasn't about one particular individual. It was about everybody.
That's right. Now, Brent, I think the year before in '87, I think King was a senior that year, and Les and them, y'all like were 12-1. You almost got there. Then I think Lincoln beat y'all that year to knock you out, and I'm sure that goes a long way to the '88 leading up to it.
Absolutely. I think that was kind of the starting point for '88 year is having that bad taste in our mouth from losing to Lincoln in '87, and it's a tough ball game, and you know, we just took it from that point, really motivated ourselves going into the '88 season, and we were able to actually go back and play them again in I think the quarterfinals of the playoffs, and we're able to beat them at their home field. So that was probably one of the highlights as far as the season went along.
Yeah, because I think they were 59. They had won they had won 44 games in a row.
I think that's correct.
And we beat them and stopped the streak because I was there at that game. I remember that. That was that's been, you look past, I think Lincoln might have a game or two advantage on us, but that every one of them games, other than one, has been within a touchdown or two. Now, did y'all go to football camp back then in Fargo? Did y'all still go to Fargo that year? Were y'all back at the high school then?
I think our freshman year we went to Fargo, but after that we started having camp here.
That's right.
At the high school.
Well, man, how many players did y'all have on that year's team?
I want to say like 52.
Probably about 50.
Man,
But we had, I want to say 17 or 18 seniors.
Yeah. I mean, that's huge when you have a senior class like that. But 52 back in '88, that's kind of like 80 today's number. I think we don't have that many this year. I think we got like 45 or 46 on this year's team. What's the toughest team that we played that year, AC, in your opinion? And I'll get to Brent. Probably the same, but I mean.
Probably, I would say, even though that, I mean, our game and Lincoln game was really, really close, probably it could have been the first game of the season against Wilcox when we played, and Brent probably don't want to hear this, but anyway.
It was close.
Yeah, it was close. Actually, we won in penetration. Well, I got through out of the game.
I remember.
And it rained all day long, and it was muddy and soaking wet, and I got kicked out of the game. and he was the backup quarterback.
And we went like 7-0 or something like that.
15-14.
Yeah, so we ended up winning in penetration that game there, and probably the next day or whatever, he looked, he said, man, he was scared to death. He said, you just, man, I was scared. And it was wet. I mean, you couldn't even, I mean, it was so wet that, I mean, it's amazing that anybody could take a snap without fumbling. And he did a good job, though. I mean, he come in, even though he really hadn't had a bunch of game experience or whatever, but he come in there and he did what he needed to do, and we was able to win the game in penetration.
Now, if I remember right, we played them again in the second round.
In the South Georgia Championship, what it was.
And I think we blew them out.
we blitzed them pretty good that game.
Now, Fairfield that time.
Yeah, that's right. Me and Howard Lloyd rode over there. We're gonna, we got Coach Dickerson's finally showed up, so we're gonna take a quick break and hear a word from our sponsors, and we're gonna work him in, so we'll be right back. All right.
At Burt CPAs, helping small businesses is our business. We can help with accounting, tax, and audit services. We have offices in Homerville, Waycross, Alma, and Baxley. Burt's professionals are ready to serve you no matter your location. We're your team for accounting, bookkeeping, tax, and financial advice. In Homerville, call firm partner Adam Toll. Adam will tell you how Burt CPAs can help you.
Camping World of Valdosta, located in Lake Park, is your one-stop destination for all your camping needs. Stop by to see your dreams of quality time with your family become a reality. Whether it's tailgating with your air-conditioned camper, taking a trip to the mountains or beach with your family, or driving your motorhome to a faraway destination, Camping World has it all. Let us put you and your family in a camper for as little as $99 per month. And remember, when you buy a camper from Camping World of Valdosta, you receive a free Elite Good Sam membership, roadside assistance, and travel assist for 1 year.
Carter's Fried Chicken in Homerville has become the gold standard for fried chicken barbecue and catering. Carter's also offers a full menu of other tasty items and is open on Sunday. Thanks, Chad Brown, for making dining at Carter's a family tradition in Homerville. Go Panthers!
Hi, I'm David Johnson, pastor at Trinity Baptist Church. Man, Jesus has dramatically changed my life, and I want you to know He'll do the same for you if you'll give Him that opportunity.
Dairy Queen is a proud part of our local communities and is cheering our sports teams on to championship seasons. Drop by before and after the game to say hello to Mr. Ash and his entire crew and enjoy the full Dairy Queen menu, including our famous grilled burgers, artisan-style sandwiches, and chicken strips. Cool off with our renowned smoothies, slushies, malts, and iced coffees. Try our fabulous desserts and take an ice cream cake home for that special occasion, or just to treat the family. Dine in or take out at Dairy Queen locations in Homerville, Blackshear, Folkestone, and Fernandina Beach. See you at the DQ.
Homerville Feed and Seed can provide nearly all of your farming-related needs, including seed, corn, bulk fertilizer, herbicides, insecticides, and a large variety of other farm products. Evalie and Nick want to remind you that you do not have to shop out of town to find the lowest prices. Our prices are as low or lower than any of those out-of-town companies. Come by and let the friendly staff at Homerville Feed and Seed help you select the farm products you need at the lowest prices around. Homerville Feed and Seed can provide nearly all of your farming-related needs, including seed, corn, bulk fertilizer, herbicides, insecticides, and a large variety of other farm products. Evalie and Nick want to remind you that you do not have to shop out of town to find the lowest prices. Our prices are as low or lower than any of those out-of-town companies. Come by and let the friendly staff at Homerville Feed and Seed help you select the farm products you need at the lowest prices around.
Want to learn more about rural America? Watch CreekboxTV. TV.
Good evening. Welcome back to CreekboxTV. TV. We're here on Sports Talk, and you can see the picture has kind of grown a little bit. We've had it Coach Dickerson to the set. He was running a little late, which, man, he just got through with practice. I think they fed the football team. Coach, before we get back talking about the '88 Triple Crown team, we hadn't spoken to you. You know, Irwin. We were coming off a tough loss to Irwin. I thought we rebounded good Friday night. And Rochelle, they actually surprised me. They're a pretty good football team, but I thought we played pretty good over there in Rochelle.
Well, we did a lot of things good. Thought that we, the one area that we probably played the poorest in was our special teams, but Wilcox didn't just lay over and play dead. Their defense was very stingy. They've been down in one of those rebuilding deals, and that ain't a 1-year deal, it's a 3 or 4 year deal, but all of a sudden you look and they got a great junior class over there.
They do.
And most of those guys, this is their 3rd year starters. They only had 3 seniors on the team, so they're going to be very good next year. But they're junior laden, and those guys played us tough. Defensively, they were very tough. Thought we did a lot of things good. Special teams, we missed an extra point for the first time in a while. We almost had a kickoff returned. One time we kicked in the end zone, and we had a guy off sides on the kickoff and had to back up and do it again.
That's right.
Special teams didn't play as good as we wanted to, but offense and defense, I thought we did very well.
Well, we had a touchdown run. The last kickoff, special team, we run it all the way back with no time left.
Right.
And Stovall had a great game punting. I thought he did good punting. Got a great roll. I think he had like a 55-yard punt one time.
He had a 70-yard punt that didn't get to count in the record books back against Irwin because they roughed him. So Stovall's doing a great job for us. Our whole kicking game's been solid. Like I said, really wasn't that bad last week. It's just the worst week that we've had. It's been a strength for us. Robbins with our kickoff, he's doing these pooch kicks and placement kicks for us, and he's got the ability to kick it deep. And Warren's, getting the ball high and deep, and he's getting rid of it under a lot of duress. A lot of times, under, people are coming after it. So, we've been doing we're lucky. Special teams is a strength for us.
Well, man, we're just glad to get that win. That's a big, another region win. It sets up a game, and we'll talk about the Atkinson game in a minute. Before you come in, we were talking about the 88 team, and you coached on the 88 team. Is that right, Coach?
Not really. Now, not really. I did my I don't remember what you call it, practice teaching in that September field experience, and I was with them, pre-camp and, some of the summer workouts and some of that stuff, and I still had a semester of college to go. But I was, around the guys. I was just kind of hiding around the corner listening to what the coaches had to say and trying to look and learn back then. But, wow, that was a great team, and certainly the team put Clinton County on the map.
Yeah, I mean, we've had, and going back, looking back when you played, even before that, with Johnny Miller and that bunch, Alan Peoples and them, and before that you had Larry Day, David Lee, Dennis Morgan and all them, and we come along and we kept getting close, and finally when we knocked the door in, it's kind of, we've won 6 since '88, is that right?
I guess so, yeah.
And, you've been a part of every one of them, so I mean that's
Well, and I'm going to take credit being a part of these. These guys probably wouldn't say I was part because I wasn't a real part of it. I was there rooting for them. I wasn't a real part. And obviously, and these guys, and I don't remember, there was 7 of them, I think, that played all sports. Is that right? Y'all were 7 horsemen? 4 horsemen. 4 horsemen. There was 4 of them that was part of the state 88 football team, and in the same school calendar year, the 89 basketball championship and the 89 baseball, all in one calendar year. There was 4 of them that played in all 3 sports.
And you know what it tells me? Well, you ain't got to know how to coach too good when you got athletes like that.
Yeah, well, that's exactly right. Well, and I know those coaches did a great job, but they made them good coaches, no doubt about it.
And looking back, y'all went undefeated in football, is that right?
Yeah.
All right, in your basketball, what was y'all's record in your basketball?
We probably lost, I think, 4 or 5 games.
24-5, I think.
Yeah.
24-5. And then in baseball?
Actually,
that was the second championship, wasn't it, in baseball? We had won it in 86.
I think it was under 10. It was under 10 losses for baseball too. I mean, we didn't lose a bunch. I mean, we lost early in the year against Berry, in which Berry ended up going undefeated and winning the state championship. And
that was AA.
That was AA. Yeah. And they were really good. They beat us early in the year. And even with basketball, I think they probably had played some games before we got there.
We lost 2 in basketball. One of those was while we were still playing football.
Yeah, that early game. Yeah, well, man, I was saying that's never been done at a public school, not in Georgia. We're the only team to have the Triple Crown, and I know people still talk about it today. I mean, we're going to honor it this Friday, 30 years. AC told me that Wilcox was one of them games. We won 15-14. That's when he got kicked out. Brent had to come in and get under center. But now then Brent, I didn't get you. Who do you consider the roughest team we played that year?
I would agree. The Wilcox game was probably, that was definitely the closest, but probably, the second closest was the Wayne County game.
Now they were 4A or 3A.
3A. We beat them by 2, and then I think the following week we traveled to Camden and played them and put a whipping on them, 33-7 or something like
y'all
that.
are the reason that, that's created a job for Coach Dickerson, making these schedules. when you beat Wayne County and Camden, hard to get a game, isn't it, Coach?
Man, it was. They made life rough.
Camden was not happy.
Not at all.
No.
Now, did y'all play Lincoln that year?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Was that in the semis or what?
Quarterfinals.
Quarterfinals.
And that was the closest game you had throughout the playoffs, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Because you ended up beating Palmetto at like
20. I think.
Yeah, 20, 34 to something.
14. I think.
It was a cold night in Palmetto because I went to that one, of course. All of Homerville did.
I didn't get to go to that game. I got married the night before. So that was on a Saturday night, right?
Man, you could have waited one more week, Jim.
I know.
Your daddy was there, though.
Yeah, my daddy was there. He traveled on up. I was actually on my honeymoon. We went on a honeymoon, which I tell you what, on my honeymoon, and it's kind of laughable. We got married on Friday night. We were supposed to drive all the way to the mountains up in Tennessee, Gatlinburg. We only made it to about, I think we might have made it to Macon. I don't know if we made it. I was tired. I was good out.
Lord. Hey, is that when y'all didn't have no lights up there at the mountains?
That's another whole story. We better not go into all that.
We're going to have to go into that one again. Well, we're going to take another break and hear a word from our sponsors, and we're going to come back and talk some more Triple Crown and football here. So we'll be right back.
Huddle up. That's right. Huddle up at the Huddle House in Homerville and Lakeland before or after the game. And if you can't make it to the game, watch all the live action here at the Huddle House. Remember, Huddle Houses of Homerville and Lakeland have a full menu with something for everyone, with prices that can't be beat. Whether it's breakfast, lunch, or dinner, 24 hours per day, Huddle House is a game-winning recipe for the entire family. Go Clinch County Panthers. Go Lanier County Bulldogs. And don't forget, huddle up at the Huddle House.
Jerry J's is the best Boston butts and ribs around. Meat so tender and tasty that it practically melts in your mouth. We have a variety of home-cooked meals and the best breakfast in town. And don't forget about our barbecue sandwiches. Jerry J's can cater your event and looks forward to serving you in Homerville, Waycross, and Douglas. Oh yeah, if you can't make it to the game, drop by Jerry J's in Homerville to watch the game live on CreekboxTV while you enjoy one of the many items on our menu. Go Panthers! Lee Engineering and Construction Company in DuPont, Georgia has been a part of the community since 1935 and is proud to support Clinch County athletics. The prayer of the entire Lee Engineering family is that our Lord and Savior will richly bless our schools, community, and nation. Lutz, Brown, Piegler, and Manley Insurance Agency is locally owned, has been a part of the Homerville, Clinch County community for many years. Jeff Brown and Eric Lutz make it a priority to know their clients on a personal basis and take pride in customizing insurance coverage for the particular needs of each customer. They offer all lines of insurance, including auto, home, business, life insurance, annuities, and bonds. Lutz, Brown, Piegler, and Manley Insurance Agency, East Dame Avenue, Homerville. Go Panthers! Since 1972, Popeyes has been serving up mouth-watering, delicious, hot, and mild fried chicken and chicken tenders from its Louisiana kitchen. You know about our great chicken, but have you tried our tasty seafood? All of our menu items come with a Southern style all their own. On your way to or after the game, stop by Popeyes and remember we can handle all your special event catering needs. Conveniently located on Memorial Drive in Waycross, Popeyes puts a piece of Louisiana in every single meal.
Well, thank you for tuning in to CreekBox tonight to watch the Clinch County Panthers play. You know, a lot of times we get caught up in wins and losses, but at the end of the day, it's all just a game. The only thing that matters in life is, do you know Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior? The Bible says that whosoever calls upon the name of the Lord shall be saved.
Subway, the Corner Pantry, and the Argyle Food Market are locally owned by Mr. Nick Patel, who thanks the Clinch County Homerville communities for all their support. Subway, located on West Dame Avenue in Homerville, is the go-to place for nutritious, healthy food. Remember, Subway provides catering platters to feed all your hungry friends and relatives and to meet all your tailgating needs. Don't forget to drop by the Corner Pantry in Homerville and the Argyle Food Market and pick up all the items you need at the best discount prices in Clinch County. Nick Patel says, "Go Panthers!"
Want to learn more about rural America? Watch CreekboxTV. TV.
Good evening. Welcome back to CreekboxTV. TV. I'm Alan Hanley, the host of Sports Talk. I got my buddy A.C. Cooper. He's the rec director here in Homerville, and I got my other buddy Brent James, who's on the 88 Triple Crown team, and the head ball coach, Coach Jim Dickerson. I appreciate y'all taking the time out and stopping here at Creekbox and letting us chew out some sports. Coach Dickerson, we talked about the Wilcox game. Now we got a big game. I don't know if it's our oldest rival or not, Atkinson County. I know they hadn't won in a few years, but back when I was in school, it was 27 and 2. You know, it was tight. So.
It is. It's our oldest rivalry. You know, border war. We still consider it our most fierce rivalry. You know, and it's a huge game for us. There's not a game that I would rather not lose. I would rather lose to anybody than Atkinson County. To me, it's the biggest game on the schedule. And I tell the kids that, and I don't know if they're buying in. But I feel like it's the biggest game.
Well, that's because me and you played in that game.
Well, and I'll go back when Coach Hanley was in high school. There wasn't but 3 teams in the region. There was us, Charlton, and Atkinson.
That's right.
And
AC was on that team.
Was he? AC was on that team?
Probably.
Well, anyway, the deal was both of us had beat Charlton. We were 8-1. Mm-hmm. They were 1-8. The only team they had beat was Charlton.
That's right.
And we played them 10th game of the year, and only one team, the region champion, got to go to playoffs back then. We were 8-1. They were 1-8. We thought they were going to lay down and play dead, and they beat us, and they went on to be region champions and represent us in the playoffs.
They went to the second round of playoffs.
8-2, and they went on to be region champions at 2-8.
Yeah,
and, I've never forgotten it. I think you were a senior in high school.
I was a junior. No, I was a sophomore.
Sophomore,
but man,
okay.
I think all of Homerville was sick for
a
whole year.
And you know, Pearson's on the uprising. Jody Galway's got them doing a great job. They're very sound. You know, they're doing a lot of good things. Huge offensive line. The only weakness I see is the same weakness we have, which is depth. They're not playing 15 or 16 kids when the game's on the line, and we're in the same boat.
Yeah, and they've won 3 games. They're 3-2. So, you know, the last couple of years, you know, they'd have 1 or 2 victories coming in. We used to play them later in the year. I think we got a little bit earlier this time. Right. So, man, they're excited at 3-2. So I expect them to bring a pretty good crowd over here.
You know, I think so. You know, they're really getting behind it. They got a hometown guy coaching. They've been in the deals where they've tried bringing folks in from Atlanta, and it's been a 2 or 3 year and out, but they got a hometown guy that's doing it with a lot of pride and doing it the right way, and they're going to be tough. Now, they're going to be tough. You know, we got to be ready. They play physical football, big boy football. They'll throw it, but they'll run first and play good defense behind it.
When I stop by practice, which I do about every day out there and check y'all out, I know we're kind of banged up. CJ's banged up. Will he be able to play Friday? Or?
No, nowadays, you know, and rightly so. Concussions are a sinister word in the sports world, and now there's so many protocols you got to go through and safety precautions. And he's out for at least this week, and maybe one day next week, or certainly we're off next week, which is good. It'll give him another week to mend.
That's right.
We're going to be without some guys, but you know, that certainly is not an excuse. Football is a game of next man up.
That's right.
You know, and you've always got to do that, and we certainly can't hide behind that excuse. You know, 6th game of the year, everybody's got a few guys out or banged up, and all that. And you know, you know, it's going to give a chance for somebody else to step up. In CJ's case, it's Drake, and I think Drake's ready and excited, and I think we'll be just fine. Certainly, injury's not going to be an excuse for us.
Well, we got a chance to get better. I mean, we're getting more depth, you know, with CJ down the road. It'll make us a better team.
So, that's correct.
But now I know you want to win, because if you don't, all the wreck to season great over there, you'll never live it down when you lose. Right? They'll remind you every time you go over there to play the midgets in Pearson, you know, that they beat Homerville. That's one thing that I hated, AC. How's Ray doing?
He's doing good. Actually, come over today and he helped me. We printed out that field, that one field that the lights on, and he come over and helped me a little bit. Me and Ray pretty good friends, and
He's a good fella.
we nag each other a little bit, but I mean, we still got mutual respect for each other.
That's
So.
right. That's right. I know he'll be at the game Friday.
He'll be at the game, yeah.
He supports, and look, he is the future of Atkinson County because he gets the kids, sees them and gets them ready. Brent, Shady Katie, them, how's softball doing? We've been gonna get Coach. They've had to make up so many rainouts. It's hard. We're gonna get Coach Jeremy up here eventually. How's the girls softball doing?
Well, we had a big win yesterday in Osceola.
Man, that is big.
So it's good to kind of get back on the winning track. We got Lakeland tomorrow in Lakeland. Of course, they kind of started out a little slow this year, but they've come on really strong.
I'm kind of shocked about that because they had everybody coming back, and I thought.
I don't know what their issues were at the beginning, but they seem to have turned it around here at the end of the season.
Well, now, we're just young from what we did a couple of games on Creekbox, and we've been in just about every game other than one or two.
Right.
It's just we leave the runners on the bag, or, we'll start out, we'll get 3 on base, and then we'll just strike out 3 times, and it's just, that's part of growing pains, I guess. I think they're getting better.
The future's bright, like you said. I think we lose maybe one starter, a senior starter, so hopefully, we'll finish out this year strong, and then next year come back at it. And
that's right.
You have more games.
That's right. You got a bunch coming back, and and we've lost one that transferred out. That's played with Katie and them all through the year. And here being a public school, a Class A school at that, it's hard to lose one or two of your good players. And man, that hurts.
It does.
AC, Friday night, what do we got coming up Friday night? I know we're going to honor the 88, the 30-year reunion, but what's going on at the rec park?
Well, actually we got Pee Wee and Midget night going on Friday night for all the kids at every age, flag girls, flag boys, and 7 and 8, 9 and 10, 11 and 12.
And cheerleaders.
And cheerleaders, yeah. So we're going to let them get a chance to come out there and get recognized and all, and hopefully the boys can get a chance to shake some of the big guys' hands. Yeah. So, and I know they'll be excited. I know a lot of them dying to get a chance to touch Tresman's hands. So
yeah, man, they get a kick out of that.
Yeah,
that's exciting to see. When they get there. Now, what's the schedule looking like playing? When y'all gonna start all that up?
Well, we'll start up tomorrow night, 5:30. We got the flags. All of my flag teams will play tomorrow, and my 8U will play Pearson tomorrow, and then my 10U will play Pearson as well. Both teams was gonna play, but Lakeland got homecoming or something this week, so they couldn't come. So we're gonna reschedule that game, and then this weekend we'll go to Pearson and play in the Jamboree over there in Pearson the weekend.
And as this starts, you'll go to Thanksgiving now, I guess, won't you?
Yeah, pretty much. We're going to Thanksgiving, and I got to go back next week to Jessup to go ahead and lock in us being back in GRPA. So I'm glad to be back in GRPA.
And man, maybe they can get you to this other side, and that'll help a lot on or this side over here with Lanier and them. That'll help a lot of your travel.
Yeah, with that, and not only that, if we get back on this other side, and it'll give us a chance to see some of the kids that we'll be seeing in high school, because it's a lot of Lanier and a couple of other. Most Class A schools is back this way anyway. I mean, you really don't have that many like going towards Waycross, Charlton, one or two other. I mean, most of the Class A schools will be back our way, so that'll be good for us to get back in GRPA, and it give the kids something to really work for, I mean, that's their state championships as children.
That's right.
So
that's right.
We're excited about it, and I think we got 1 or 2 teams that can get in that tournament and make some noise. So we're excited about it, and we're ready to go.
Well, man, it sounds like one thing I want to give Coach Dick, we got 6 home games this year, so we still have 3 home games, man. And I know the Creekbox, that's exciting. We ain't got to go off real far. We've been to Atlanta and went to Wilcox. I think the rest of the games will be, as far as travel goes, is going to be pretty good, Coach. So we got homecoming coming up, in 3 weeks, I think.
I just can't see past Friday night. Part of that is I'm going to be focused on Friday night. We have trouble focusing with the football team starting with me. And of course, with it being Pearson, I'm not sure. I do know that we got a couple more games on the road. Like I said, we still got to go all the way across the swamp.
That's
to
right.
Folkestone,
That's going to be an exciting one there. Well, man, I appreciate y'all taking the time and coming here to do the sports talk, me and Mr. Berrien, and we want to remind everybody, if you see our sponsors around town, that you see the commercials, please go up to them. Miss Everly, Mr. Nick, Ash, everybody that does it, Kenneth Lee, I can't think of all of them now, but tell them how much you appreciate them allowing us to do this. And Coach Dickerson, Brent, AC, man, I appreciate y'all taking the time out and coming up here being with us.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Want to learn more about rural America? Watch CreekboxTV.